Good afternoon, folks. It's Thursday. We've had a long week off, but welcome back. It is a brand new season here at Phoenix Sim Sport, and we are kicking it all off here, season 14, with the Tatuus the Tatuus Challenge, Tatuus Cars, racing around the legendary Silverstone. We've got ourselves a different format to start this season off. It's a 45-minute to kick off, so a little bit different from our usual 20 minutes and then 20-minute reverse, but that format will be back for the next race. We thought it'd be all nice to start off with a 45-minute showdown here to kick the season right off. And this means, ladies and gents, we're going to have pit stops involved. We're going to have tyre strategies involved. And I do believe it's only we subscribers at the moment who are watching, because we have an ad break running, which is highly annoying. But it is what it is. And it looks like we're going to have ourselves a stacked grid as well for this one. We've got ourselves plenty of drivers in, and it's good to see you all back as well. Returning viewers, new viewers. It's good to see you all on board and joining the adventure that is Season 14. All brand new. We've got loads of new drivers. We've got some familiar faces as well. We have our defending champion, Mr. Shinzo. He is in with us under his old alias, Mr. Tatuus, but we shall call him Shinzo. He is back to defend his crown for Season 14, and he's going to have some tough battles behind him. Rico is also joining us. He's got some plenty pace in that car for sure, so he's going to be a good challenge. We have the likes of Miku and Mikkel that we definitely cannot throw out. Absolutely in the competition for the championship. We have 419 in prison with us again. It's great to see them as well. Matt Pryor and Nestor there. Matt, the tyre whisperer, as I'd like to call him, he is with us. And he's going to be looking for a little bit of a championship challenge, I'd say, as well. We've got some new faces as well this season, I can see. We've got Jake Wardle, currently third in the grid, as they sit there doing the driver's briefing. So it's good to welcome along Jake. Good to see you. Who have I not seen before? We've got Bog Deezy, another new one, Mr. Potts, Matteo Gelmo, and I think that is it on this list. Rico as well, sorry, who are joining us for the first time here at Season 14. So, new faces, old faces, but plenty of pace, and I am looking forward to what is going to be an absolute breathtaking season. As I said, what a track to start it all off. It is Silverstone. You just can't have a better track to start, I believe, ladies and gents. Silverstone. Classic track. We're all probably used to it from Formula 1. A lot of us will be used to it from Formula 1, but also from British touring cars. We have superbikes that run this track as well. Many of the classic series run here at Silverstone. We are looking just to have everyone in. I think we're just waiting on James joining us. So we should have 17 drivers, I believe, today. If not, we'll get a full grid of 20. I'm not entirely sure how the server is going to play today, but as I said, we on the side-ups, we have over a grid's worth. So we have opened up the second server as well. So we are running two servers, two splits, as they would, for our Tatuus series. But that means, folks, plenty of space is still available, so if you are interested in joining this series, fire on down to Phoenix Sim Sport with the website. You can find us on SimGrid as well if you just search up Phoenix Sim Sport. Fiala's joined us. And we have the Discord, which is all linked in the Twitch boxes below. As I said, you're welcome to join us. We have the second split for the Tatuus. So we're always definitely going to have a packed grid. And not forgetting, we have MX5, which is absolutely stacked as well at the moment. But we are going to get ourselves underway for qualifying here, ladies and gents. And quickly, just before we do get ourselves underway, as they're doing their hot laps, just a quick reminder, we are affiliated with Asetek. So if you're after yourselves some brand new sim gear, some new pedals, some new wheels, some top-of-the-range stuff, go ahead, go visit those guys, pick out what you want, stick it in your basket, head to the checkout, and remember to use the code Phoenix Sim Sport for 5% on us. So, let's see, we are going to go into the action now then. You see lonely me on the grid. But But who are we going to follow on board with first? Aha! We're going to go on board with the lovely pink liveried, the bleach liveried, Mr. Shinzo, as he is on his outlap. Defending champion, of course, and unbelievable amount of titles last season. 3 championships under his belt last season, 7 in total, and he is looking to kick off season 14 with a bang, and hopefully a good solid run for his title defense here. But as I said, he is not going to have it easy this season. There are plenty of fast boys and girls on this track. Drivers of all skill ranges here at Phoenix Sim Sport, and it just means the action is undeniably close, fun, and great to watch. Like I said, we are going to definitely stick on board with Mr. Shinzo here. I'm gonna have a lot of difficulties not calling Mr. Tatuus that his name's back on the screen. But we're also going to see the tyre strategies here. Being a 45-minute race, folks, we are going to have some interesting tyre strategies for sure. Because running a bit wide there was Shinzo. So obviously they're going to have to change tyres. Most of them are going to try and do their qualifying on the softs, but they are definitely not a feasible race tyre. It's going to be a case of, are drivers going to run medium? Are they going to run medium hard, or are they going to go hard medium maybe? It's not like Formula 1 here. There is no compulsory use of different tyre compounds. If the guys want to run mediums, they can run mediums. But we are now underway with the first official hot lap of the season. The first qualifying lap of the season. And it is on board with defending champion, Mr. Shinzo. And let's see what this man can crank out for his first run of the year. Not run of the season, I should say. I could keep saying year. But 10 race seasons here. Let's see. My voice has had a whole week to recover. So... now let's see how destroyed it is by the end of this one. Welcome everyone to the chat, to the stream, and who is following us here tonight for the season opener. And I can tell you, I can assure you one thing, it's going to be an absolute stormer this year. There's no two ways about it. And we are going to get the hype train underway right now. As I said, if you are interested in joining any of the series that we have here at Phoenix Sim Sport, and that'll be, as you're watching now, the Tatuus series, the MX-5s, which run tomorrow. We have Asetek Competizione, which kicks off on Saturday, followed up by the ever so popular and ever so growing in popularity LMU. That will be Saturday evening. And we also have the Formula VCRs on Sunday. And then we also have... some other project series coming up that will be fun to get into and watch as well. We have the TCRs coming up. We have Indy cars coming up. And the one that is tingling my spine a little bit for interest, and maybe even join, is the Aussie V8s. All coming to Phoenix Sim Sport this season. So just going to have a little onboard here with Shinzo. As he rounds the final couple of corners all the way down the line. Let's see what the initial lap time is going to be. What is the benchmark from Shinzo? It's a 1:59.4. Absolutely fantastic first lap there from Shinzo. Is anyone going to get anywhere close to it? That is the thing. And it looks like he's already going back out. Still the same set of tyres. Whoa! Rico getting right in and about there with a 1:59.1. Shinzo has a battle this season, folks. Absolute battle. Mr. Potts currently occupying P3 with a 2:02. There's Bogdizzi's there. Miku popping in with a 2:01 to take third. Savkin up into P4 then. Potts down to P5. Bogdizzi down at P7 now as Fiala jumps up to P5. Very good time there from Fiala. Kalawar P8. We have Malmo in P9. It's all changing here as Mikel out takes over from Miku. He jumps himself up into P3. Shinzo has jumped out on a second set of soft tyres. 0.3 the gap to him and Rico. What an absolute stunning lap from Rico. That is obviously going to make Shinzo really work this season, I think. Prison! He jumps himself up into P4 right now. We are on board with McNugget. I'm loving that name. Oh, a bit squirrely there from McNugget. Anyone on chase? Matt, the tyre whisperer on the softs up to P4, dropping Brisson down to P5, Miku down to P6. He'll definitely be wanting another run, but he did do his on the mediums. Now I must say the top two are on softs. Mikael, fastest of the medium runners in P3. Then it's softs for Matt, softs for Brisson. Miku out on his mediums. Savkin set of softs, he's out on a brand new set of softs. Fiala did his on the softs. Potts first round on the mediums, now out on the softs. Nestor mediums. And then it is Wardle on the mediums, Bogdeezy on the softs. And it's Callaward, Malamo, Maverick, James, Wilson, 419, all on the mediums. Matteo, he's on the softs. McNugget that we're on board with on the softs. And me, I don't count because I'm not racing. Across the line from McNugget, and it is P5 with a 2:09. So a great lap there from McNugget. And I am going to enjoy saying that name a lot. I don't know why, but that seems to roll off the Scottish tongue very nicely. It does, McNugget. So, probably my driver name of the season. And here we go. Tatuus is on a flyer, it looks like it. It is indeed. Let's see if he can improve and put Rico to the sword and battle for that P1. But yeah, it looks like it's a battle between Riku and Shinzo at the moment, but the battle down the grid is a lot closer. You have Mikael on 2 minutes 0.6. Less than 2 tenths behind him is Pryor. Then it's another tenth to McNugget. Brisson almost on the identical times to McNugget. 3 tenths further down you have Miku. Another further 2 tenths down it's Mav. Another tenth down from him it's Savkin. Then you do have a bit of a 9-tenth gap to Fiala. But then after that, it's still close. James is only a tenth off Fiala. Potts, Nestor, almost identical times as well. Then it's Wardle. Bogdeezy, that's where it starts to spread a little bit. Bogdeezy and Callaward are about 1.5 seconds off the back of Wardle. But anything can change, folks. We've still got 2 and 15 as we see Shinzo going very wide there before he hits the Maggot and Beckett's complex. So that will probably be lap invalid, and they're only going to get one more in after this one. And then that'll be it for qualifying. Hey, welcome Leo. Thank you for joining us here at the start of Season 14 on the Tatuus Challenge Series here at Phoenix Sim Sport. And it's looking like it's going to be an absolute stormer already. I'm doing good, my man. I'm doing good. The throat is recovered. I've had a whole week to get my voice back after the excitement that was Season 13. As we see Shinzo going really wide there, making all the mistakes. And that is going to cost him. He's probably not going to have a very good time at all coming through. That was James we just saw making space. Going to go on board with Matteo Gianmo at the moment. See if he can get himself a time improvement. Hope you're doing yourself good as well, Leo. And can't wait to see you on track as well, buddy. We're going to get a time improvement here from Matteo. And we do up to P18, dropping Wilson and 419 down. Oops, I got to remember I have actually hotkeyed myself. The ability to go back down to the pits so I don't cause any accidents like I did last season. Fiala at the moment. On the softs, going down the old start-finish straight. I have not seen the Le Mans team names yet, Leo. No, that is something I'll have to look into after the race tonight. But I will have to know them off by heart for Saturday before I get in the commentary box for that one. And that's another amazing series that I'm looking forward to sitting on the mic behind for Season 14. That is looking extremely entertaining, that grid layout. Mr. Potts has just put himself up to P11, passing Fiala at the moment, who we are currently on board with. Looking to improve on the 202.1 at the moment. Rico still out there, 0.3. Oh, and a spin from Fiala, first of the season. Just a wee bit too heavy on the accelerator, and that is qualifying over for Fiala, P12 as it stands. But first one of the season. Are we going to get any improvements now? Qualifying is over. This is it. All or nothing last lap, folks. And on board with Matt. Well, technically now we're on board with Matt, rounding the last corner. Are we going to get an improvement from P5? We are! P3 for Matt. Absolutely stunning lap. A wee wiggle of happiness on the wheel there. And well deserved. Shinzo has called it that. He will be P2. So our defending champion put to the sword there. The session is over. So your top 10. Whoa! Your top 10 then, folks. Riku, followed by Shinzo. McNugget. Pryor on the mediums with an absolutely stunning time. 4:19 getting one in on the mediums as well for P5. Mikkel, P6. Prison, P7. Mav with a fantastic time up to P8. Miku down in P9. And Savkin rolling out the top 10. Your soft runners for that were Savkin, Prison, Mikkel, Matt, McNugget, Mr. Tatuus, and Rico. But before, we usually go into a break at this point. But we're going to do something a little bit different. This season we are going to have ourselves a little bit of a grid walk. So what we're going to do is we are just going to run down here into the grids, and there's lots of drivers, and we're going to annoy them now. So we're going to have a little run down the grid. Mav, hello, how we doing?
Hello. Yeah. So imagine drivers being on the grid. How cool is that?
It is cool.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race here today. That was a tough qualifying. Put it in P7. You know, I'm pretty happy with that starting position, but there's going to be an awful lot of hard work here today.
Look like it. Looks like some really good running from a lot of you guys. Tire strategies. Any hints? Are you going to keep that one under wraps?
Probably keep it mostly under wraps, but you know, hards and mediums are definitely going to be the tires for today. Whether we actually do see the mediums or not, it's going to depend. You know, it's still a high-wearing tire, so it's going to be tricky.
So we're hitting it maybe hard. Interesting. Well, thanks very much for that, Mav. I hope you have yourself a good race. Gonna pop down a little bit more. Ooh, there's a face I like to see. It's Miku. Hello, Miku. How are we doing?
Hello there.
Oh, you sound happy. Not the best qualifying for yourself then today?
Nope. Got hit with a DC last second.
Oh,
love to see it.
Love to see it. Indeed, that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of hard work to do. Yeah, a lot of hard work to do. It's not going to be easy, but we'll see what we can manage.
Well, you've got 45 minutes to do something. It is Silverstone, and it is the Tatuus series. Anything can happen. So, best of luck to you, Miku, and hopefully you can find some places up the grid. Having a little look around. Oh, I can see a hand waving. I can see a hand waving up the front. And is that a Mr. Shinzo? How are we doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good, than you.
I'm looking all right. Looks like you've got yourself a bit of a challenge on tonight with Rico there. P2 for you?
Yeah, of course, Rico's gonna beat me on the quali. But I try to do my best, like, to at least fight him. But I know I can do that because I was also improving on my lap. So.
Wow,
if I didn't fumble my lap, I would have taken the pole position. So.
We might have to blame it on a bit of the commentator's curse. I was following you when you had your little bit of an accident. Well, not an accident, running off the track, for instance. But yeah, I can blame that on me. So, P2 at the moment. Do you think you have the race pace to challenge Rico?
Of course.
I love the confidence in yourself, Shinzo. I'll leave you to it. I'll let you get yourself race prepped up because we've only got a few minutes left to go, and I want to kind of annoy a couple more people before I go back up to the comm box. So best of luck to you. Who am I looking at? I've made eye contact with 419. He's looked away, but I'm running across anyway. 419, how we doing?
Not great. Not bad. Not great. It's too long, the race.
P6, you can't complain about that. You're ahead of the mid-pack, qualifying, you had a really good last lap there. You know, how do you think you're feeling for the race?
I just find it very incredible that somehow me and Mav are on the same row again.
There's never changing between you two guys. It's always a never-ending battle, but it's something we love to see for sure. So you gonna give away any tire strategies at all, or
hard, because I don't want to change compounds because they react differently. They have different lateral grip, so it's gonna be difficult to adapt from one compound to the other. So I'll just do hard.
Oh, so we get a bit of science on the grid. Thank you very much for that. But also you gave away a bit of your tire strap. But very good.
Okay.
Nice bit of science. Nice bit of science. Well, best of luck to you in the race, dude. And I hope I get an interview afterwards with you if you get a podium. I'm just going to have a look. We do have a couple minutes till race start. Is there anyone else wanting a little bit of annoyance before they go? Anyone at all? I think most of the drivers are now shying away from me, and yeah, I think that's it for the driver pre-race interviews, but thanks very much to those who did take part, and best of luck to everybody on the grid as I try and find my way back up to my comm box. Where on earth did I leave the door? You know what, I'm just going to put myself in there now. Yeah. So, yep, down the grid, we got ourselves a little insight to what we're going to see on the grid. So I'm actually going to do something here, because now that I seem to have a bit more control over Assetto Corsa, which is nice, I can actually maybe do a grid run. Yes! So, here we go. Pole position. It is Rico. And he is leading from Shinzo in that lovely pink bleach livery. Then it's Mikael P3, McNugget in P4, Pryor in P5, 419 in P6, Mav in P7. We have Brisen in P8, Miku P9, looking to obviously improve and get through that grid. It's Savkin in P10, Pouts 11. We have Fiala in 12th. James in 13th. We have Mikael DLX. Sorry, that's Nestor. P14. P15 for Jake Wardle. Kalu in P16. Bogdizi in P17. We have Malmo in P18. P19 is Wilson. And then we have Matteo in P20. And then, of course, we don't count myself. So we are going to go on board with Mav for this one as we get ourselves ready for the first race of the season, folks. And the lights will be going out very, very shortly. So on board with Mav, so we get a good run. As you can see, just in front of him is Matt Pryor, and we have a quick glimpse in the mirror there. That's right behind him is Miku. Looks like we've got the lights are about to get ready for the first one of the season, folks. Here we go. They're all on. And we are go for season 14, and look at the start that Miku had there. Absolutely flying. Now we're going to get everyone clean and good round turn one. It's looking like it. We do have a bit of action behind us. Mr. Potts. There's Wardle's up to 12th. That looked like a Mav off the road. It did. That indeed was Maverick off the road. He's fallen off. But he is back on board with Brisen up to P8. Shinzo has taken the lead from Rico. We've got Mikael P3, Matt P4, 419 P5, McNugget in P6, Miku 7th. Brisen in 8th. This is an absolute mad dive from Savkin up the inside there, and he makes it. Great stuff to watch. Gonna get ourselves some slightly better. Oh, we see somebody going off there. Was that James, maybe? And going off the track, it was Matteo. Matteo making the spin. It's Shinzo and Rico look like they're having an absolute squabble up front. That gap is literally nothing at all. We're going to try and make our way to it. Near enough the front. And there you can see the top two. Nose to tail. Shinzo taking the lead from Rico. Both on the medium sets of tyres, and as you can see from the graph on the left, folks, we have a whole bunch of different tyre choices on this one. So Rico, Tatuus, Mikael, Matt, Brisen, Mav and Nestor all choosing the medium tyre, as we see Rico trying to go around the outside of Shinzo. Oh, this is going to be tight. Riku's going to have the inside here. Is Shinzo going to absolutely submit to this one? Let Rico go through? I think he does. Oh, and he's not going to let him go easy, though. Look at this. Shinzo trying to make a run down the inside. This is keeping Mikael and Matt in the battle. Side by side, over the line. And this is going to be absolute nose to tail for 45 minutes. Riku literally starting exactly where he was ahead of Shinzo. A one lap in. And Mikael is making himself big in Shinzo's mirrors at the moment. A fantastic racing going on already, as we see just behind them we've got Matt and 419 battling as well. And it is Matt who is just holding off from 419, as we saw a little twitch there from 419. Miku's done himself some good there, up to P6 from his P9 start. McNugget down to P7. As you can see there, winners and losers is 419 making up some good positions. Shinzo and Riku again up the front, trading positions nice, and they're battling pretty hard, to be honest. We have some battles a bit further back down here between McNugget, Brisen and Savkin. And it is Brisen that has taken Savkin there. And McNugget up to P7, or holding on to P7. You have Mav just behind Jake right there. So Jake's made up a couple of places. Riku and Shinzo are battling again, still up the front. And I think we're going to see that all race. It looks like Mav has made his way past Jake. He has. Michelle Malmo has got past James for P14. A lovely shot there at the grid, folks. Look at that. It just shows that we have got clusters of cars everywhere. Everybody's got someone to race, really. That's what I'm loving about this Tatuus series at Phoenix Sim Sport. We do have some seriously fast drivers, but you'll rarely ever see a driver on their own. We're just going to keep on board with this battle, as it seems to be an absolute photo wall. It's exactly the same as they were last lap. Up the inside from Shinzo, slightly ahead this lap compared to Riku. He's going to hold on and take it this one. No, Riku, ooh, a little bit of contact there between the leaders. Mikael's still in there. And it is Shinzo who's going to take lap 2 in the lead this time. Riku right behind him, though, in the slipstream. Miku is keeping them, Mikael is keeping them nice and honest, to be honest. And, honest to honest, I've just double-barreled myself. That's the excitement here of the Tatuus series. As we see... Yep. And it's Rico, and he's right over the back of Shinzo. Oh, and a little wobble there. And that's going to give a little bit of breathing space to Shinzo. But as a very tight top 3, Mikael is not letting go. At the back of the pack at the moment, we have Bogdizi. Not too far off the back of Fiala. But there is a little bit of a further gap between Matteo and Fiala. So Fiala and Bogdizi have had a little bit of a moment during the last lap by the looks of things. Wilson 3 seconds off the back of Nestor, but 7 seconds ahead of Matteo. We do have some extra good battling going on here. And it was Callaward against Malamo. Malamo taking P12. James going backwards a little bit after losing the place to... No, it wasn't James, sorry. So it was Jake, actually. Jake's gone backwards a little bit. Looking by his last lap time, he had an incident on lap 2 as we see Callaward and Malamo still battling there for P12 as we see Malamo off into the gravel. And that is going to be unfortunate. And this season, folks, these guys are going to have to be very, very gentle with themselves because we do have damage on the cars. It's light damage. It's not going to be terminal for them, but they're going to have to be careful of those front wings today. We're not even 10 minutes into this race and we're seeing a change for the lead again as Shinzo and Riku already still battling. A little gap being played out to, as we see them sadly where they were in the last lap as well. We see the gap to Mikael has opened up a little bit to 1.4 seconds. Miku's got himself up to P5 though, so that's good running from him and he will be catching the back of Matt, he hopes. Though Matt did have a really good last lap compared to Miku. But don't count him out yet. From P9 up to P5 as we're watching an overtake there by Savkin, I believe. Yep, it's Savkin, but Mav's there as well. And he's looking to try maybe take an advantage. Bit of a lock up from Mav. Brizin is going to take that advantage of getting away while these two battle. So Savkin and Mav. Taking the left-hander. Mav's going to have the slipstream. Savkin has kind of fallen off the back of Brizin a little bit as we see Mav is looking up the inside here. He's going to get the move done before the corner. He's going to have time to cut across. I don't think so. He's going to give Savkin a little bit of the squeeze. Savkin tries to brake a little bit later to go around the outside, but unfortunately didn't quite work. And Mav has taken, for now, P8, sorry. Let's see if Savkin can make a run back at him here. Down the old straight. The old pits, the old pit lane. You see on the right hand side of your screen as Savkin is looking to go make a move up the inside of Mav. Is there space? He's gone and done it. And back up to P8 for Savkin. So that's going to be an absolutely great race between those two, I think, for the rest of this race. The battle at the front, though. Shinzo has pulled out a gap to Rico. What's happened here? Rico's had something happen, fallen off the pace. Their fastest times, which I find quite interesting to be honest, are identical. Absolutely identical lap times. Everyone running a little bit wide at the moment. So I'm not entirely sure why the last laps are not turning up, but we are getting fastest laps. Gap is now up to 1.4 seconds. So has Rico toasted their tyres a little bit, or have they decided to go into tyre management mode, and Shinzo's thinking, you know what, I am just going to use all the rubber available to me now, maybe choose for an earlier pit stop, go into the hards and run the race, the race long. Who knows? A lot of different strategies going to be coming today in this. As I said, a different format for the opening race of the season here at the Tatuus Challenge at Phoenix Sim Sport, and it is 45 minutes instead of our usual 20 minutes and then 20 minutes reversed, but that will be coming back next week, so don't be worrying about that. Still got 36 minutes of this one though, the season opener here at Silverstone, and it is turning out to be a little bit of a slip and a slide there from Riku. He is closing the gap ever so slightly on Shinzo. So we'll just have to see how this one pans out, but the gap will increase a little bit after that slight wobble. Mikhail also falling back a little bit, but he does have a good gap to Matt, who is slowly being closed in by Miku, finding a little bit of pace here in the race. Was saying, and obviously on the grid walk there before the race, that he wasn't having the best of times. Was telling me earlier on, actually, before I caught him on the grid, that he had a horrible run here last season at Silverstone. So a bit of a bogey track for Miku, doing himself a world of good at the moment. P5. Then, as I said, the best driver name on the grid for me, especially McNugget. I love the way a Scotsman says McNugget. P6 at the moment on the hard compounded tyre, as is Miku as well. So this could be beneficial coming into the second part of the race. Brisen in P7 with Mav not too far behind. Savkin has fallen off the back of Mav a little bit over the last couple of laps. So the pace not with Savkin at the moment on those hard compound tyres though. And it is Brisen and Mav on the mediums. So Miku and McNugget are doing the absolute best so far as the quickest of the highest place hard tyre runners for sure. And Nestor struggling as the only other medium runner outside the top 10 at the moment. Everybody else is on the hards. So we're going to see some split strategies. And again, these guys are going to have to pit regardless, even if the tyres could last the entire session, because their fuel will not last. These cars do not have a fuel tank big enough to last the entire race. We see Nestor dropping down a little bit more. Down to P19 now, fell up to P18. So Nestor is having a little bit of a torrid time here on the opening race. But it isn't over yet, that is for sure. Miku's starting to fall a little bit back again from Matt. Oh no, sorry, he is closing the gap on Matt. I looked at the times there wrong. 1.6 seconds the gap now. I'm just wondering if Matt is conserving his tyres. And he is really good on conserving tyres, is Matt. So maybe he's wanting to try and stretch them out a little bit longer. Gap at the front though between Shinzo and Riku is now down to 1.2 seconds, 1.1. So Riku is definitely keeping him Shinzo honest. What a view up from Magnets and Beckett's there. We are definitely seeing Miku keeping Matt honest. We're going to see if Miku will make some further progress. As I said, on the hard tyre. Mav is slowly closing in on the back of Brisen. 8/10 quicker that last lap. So is Mav going to see himself off to a good start in the championship? Looking for a move up to P7 at the moment. Still on the medium tyres though. We'll change something quickly on Race Labs because for some strange reason on the standings it is not leaving the columns. That's the one I want, always showing the last lap times. What I also want to do is remove this one for now. So we're not going to focus on the last lap times. We'll get to the fastest lap times near the end of the race. But it's not like we've got a point for extra fastest lap in this series, so we don't really need to pay attention to that. We just kind of want to see who is running the best laps at the moment. who is running slight improvements. We are noticing there that Rico is catching back up on Shinzo. So was it maybe just a little bit of cool everything down, keep out of the dirty air, let the car come back to temperature, let the tyres come back to temperature, and then attack again? Because we are only 16 minutes into this one, folks. There's still half an hour left. So we're a third of the way through the race. And everybody is running nice and well by the looks of things. Again, 20 folks on the grid here today. And this is what you want to see, an absolutely stacked grid here at the Tatuus series. Oh no, we've lost James. I'm hoping that's just a connection issue. That we've lost James. And that he'll be back. I just have to keep an eye on some things. Well, hopefully he will be back. If not, that will be a shame indeed. We are seeing some checking on P1. Checking on P1. That's a good shout, Leo. Absolutely good shout, dude. We're going to go back up because that gap has come right down. 0.3 of a second. And we're seeing the battle for P1 kick off yet again between Rico and Mr. Shinzo. So thank you for the Chet P1 redemption there on your points. Awfully nice of you, good sir. Now, if you wouldn't mind hitting the hydrate one, that would be lovely too. Gap now down to 0.2 of a second. Shinzo with a bit of a slow one. Slow lap last time round. As we see Rico looking for a move already on Shinzo. So he has been looking after the tyres. Is Shinzo now maybe looking for it? Ah, there we go. I get to have a little sip of my coffee. Thank you very much. Oh, appreciated, Leo. Really much appreciated. This battle for P1 is getting hot indeed, as we see Shinzo looking to go around the outside here. We're not going to have a little Hamilton Verstappen moment, are we? No, no. Oh, close to, though. On the exit, Maggot and Beckett's coming up. It's Shinzo just in the lead. Matteo Gelmo is taking 16th from Fiala there. And I have a feeling these two are going to be at it all race. Oh, was that Miku spearing off in the background I saw? Something happened there on my screen. It looked like Miku had disappeared. He had gone off. Something weird there happened to Miku. We just saw it at the top of our screens. He was behind, right behind Matt. But now he's 3 seconds off. I just thought he had a little bit of a moment there coming out of, well, going into Maggots. But, you have to come back to that one later on. So I just saw the top of it. I just saw Miku at the top of the screen disappearing. Back on board with the leaders, though. It is Rico all over the back of Shinzo again. Yet another lap complete. Is he going to look down the inside? And are we starting to see pit-ins? We are, by the looks of things, starting to see pit-ins. I'm just going to have to go double-check that. I do believe it is Mav and Savkin who have pitted. Oh, if you had low trial points at some point, I would just have to force myself to have a drink. I would. Yeah, it looks like Savkin and Mav are in the pits. Savkin out on the hards. Am I going to get to see what Mav goes on to? Mav goes on to the hards. So Savkin's sticking to... Say, oh, they're coming out the pit side by side. So Mav had a slower stop than Savkin. So both of them managed 8 laps on their first set of tyres. Mav on the mediums, Savkin on the hards. So everyone going to be probably running hards to the end. First sets of pit stops out and out the way. That does see Mav down in P12, Savkin down in P13. We're going back to P1 under the check P1 instruction. And we have Shinzo ahead, yep, still of Rico. 0.2 of a second here. And the gap is wavering into the slipstream. Out of the slipstream goes Rico into the right-hander. Is going to have the better line here. And it just seems to be a bit of a twitch there from Shinzo. It looks like Rico is going to have it, but we know how late Shinzo likes to dive here. Rico giving him space. Shinzo giving him space again. Rico going to have him back on that one. I think he's going to have us a little bit of a slingshot. But Shinzo has kept the gap very nicely. Matt is now in the pits as well, so in for a change of tyres from P3, Matt Pryor. That promotes Mikhail up to... that'll promote Miku up to P4 and McNugget up to P5. And we'll see what tyres Matt will come out with for the second stint. More than likely the hards. You're right, dude. It is going to be absolute chaos, and it's going to be absolutely entertaining to watch. So as we saw there, I'm not entirely sure why Savkin came so early from the hards. He only managed 8 laps on them. Whoa! Mistake there from Shinzo on the brakes left. Made Rico do a little bit of an emergency wiggle as well. So Matt, 9 laps on the mediums, has come out on another set of mediums. So we have over... Well, we've got about 25 minutes of this race left to run. So we're not even at halfway yet, and Matt has decided to go out on another set of medium tyres. So can he get them to the end? Mav and Savkin still battling there. They've just completed their outlap on their new set of tyres, both on the hards again, and it is Savkin who seems to have the advantage on Mav, taking P12 from him. Nestor is now in the pits as well. Matt is out as we see the swap of P1 yet again. And they're going to be side by side through here. Oh, a bit of a drift there from Rico, but he held it very well. It's going to give Shinzo a little bit of a head advantage here. Rico very late. Shinzo will try to squeeze him on the apex this time, but Rico is going to have an absolute storming run back down here into the final corner up to the start-finish straight, and Shinzo got played there. Side by side over the line, nothing between the two drivers. Oh, Rico's round. No. Oh no, no. Oh, that's a shame for Rico. Ah, I keep forgetting I can't press those two buttons at the same time. Oh, Rico, that puts him down into P4. That is so disappointing. Oh no, was this a stream delay? Oh, it's a shame. So that just gives Shinzo now a 6-second gap to Mikhail and Rico now. And those tyres will be very, very hurt as well. Finds himself behind Miku, who's still running the hards up to 3rd place. Then Mikhail will inherit P2 and has. So Riku at the moment in a very strong position for some really, really good points. But that is very unfortunate for Rico there. As I said, we just caught him right behind Shinzo. Unfortunately, the car just looked like it squirmed a bit. He looks like he's struggling on those mediums a lot now. As I said, after that spin, they will be hurting a lot. So I wonder if he'll be thinking of changing up his strategy and coming in for the hards. Or maybe even as we're almost now. What are we up to? Pretty much just over the halfway point now. Are they going to change to the... just do another run of mediums? We'll see. But yeah, it's all kicking off here now. So, Miku, absolutely strong result so far. Up into P3 on those hards. I'll be wondering what drivers on what fuel levels they are. Just looking at the points there. Savkin's obviously had a little bit of an accident somewhere. 219 the last lap, so he's gone off somewhere. And sees them drop down to P15. So we see Shinzo and Mikhail into the pits. Miku will inherit the lead here. Rico also into the pits. So 11 laps on their medium tyres. Oh, Miku, don't make a mistake now since you got the lead. Now is your chance to get that clean air and run, boy, run. 419, so that's McNugget will inherit P2. 419 will take P3 again. All hard runners, no change of tyre yet. Shinzo is now out on the hard compound tyre. Mikhail has taken the hard compound tyre. Rico has also taken the hard compound tyre. So Matt, the only one so far on the medium strategy. No, sorry, so is Nestor. Nestor's done the medium strategy, picking the same time as Matt. Have down to P10, battling with Wilson at the moment. By the looks of things, Callaward, he makes his way past Jake Wardle. So does Malamo. But we're going to go down a little bit further the grid because there are some battles starting to kick off here, and we want to get on board with them. And it'll be Rico will be the first one chasing down Mikhail. He does have Wilson right behind him. Wilson yet to pit. Callaward yet to pit. Our leader Miku yet to pit. So is McNugget, 419, Pulse. As I said, Wilson, Callaward, Malmo, Fiala, Matteo Gelmo, and Bogdizi have all yet to pit. Everyone else has done a pit stop. So these, the ones that all are still out, are obviously running extremely heavy fuel loads. This may give Miku a very nice car in the second part of this race. I'll no lie. On the mediums, I'm expecting Miku to hit the mediums and be absolutely flying in a nice light car. So we are going to go a little bit back towards to watch Callaward and Malamo having a little bit of a battle here. And this is for P12. Brizin is doing a medium to medium tactic by the looks of things. 11 laps on the first set of tyres. P11 for Brizin. Just ahead of this battle, as we see Sapkin coming into picture. Jake has changed to hards, so 11 laps on the first set of hards, and onto a second set. Wilson and Riku are battling by the looks of things. Let's have a wee go at this. It's Wilson's in the pits, that's why. So Wilson has done, that'll be 11, 12 laps on those tyres. And Riku now left to chase Mikhail. And I wonder when now Miku, McNugget and 419 are going to pit in. Because Shinzu has only got an 18-second gap to the leader. And I think it is around about a 25-second pit stop here. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see what the gaps will be when they all come out. But not a great last lap from Miku, a 2:02. We'll see what Shinzo's first flying lap on the hard is going to look like. Savkun making up a couple of places on Callaward and Malamo, so they're battling there. Wilson now out. 12 laps on the first set of hards, taking hards again. This is going to be a good little battle, I think. As, we're waiting to come into screen, and this is Pouts ahead of Pryor and Mikhail, with Rico getting involved as well. Pouts yet to pit though on the hard compound tyre. Matt on the older set of mediums, pitted on lap 9 compared to 11, lap 11 for Mikhail and Rico. So is Pouts going to maybe hold up Matt? He's going to have to pit soon, that's for sure. Down the inside goes Matt on Pouts, takes P5. Oh, Pouts going for the dive up the inside. Is Matt going to leave enough space? He does. Mikhail's getting involved as well. Oh, contact between Mikhail and that's... Oh, Rico gets out of the way. That was contact between Mikhail and Mr. Pouts. And that is going to promote Rico onto the back of Matt. Pryor now it's demoting Mikhail down to P8. A little bit of an accident there. This looked like a little misbreak. And that's unfortunately two drivers that are suffering for that one. As Matteo Gelmo has done 12 laps on the hards and is out of the pit lane on a lovely set of mediums to run the second half of the race on. Well, even less than the second half of the race. We have 17 minutes left to go of this 45-minute opening race of Season 14 of the Tatuus Challenge here at Phoenix Sim Sport. Still got a couple of drivers yet to pit, and they are current race leader Miku ahead of McNugget and 419, all yet to pit, ahead of who will be provisional leader Shinzo once they have all boxed. Mr. Pouts yet to box, Callaward is yet to box. Oh, is that Rico round again? It is! Struggling now is Rico. Another spin down to P8, maybe even further if Maverick comes round, but definitely not doing the tyres any favours, and that is just going to work so well in the hands of Shinzo. Down to P9 goes Rico. So yeah, it was another spin, and that is going to be real happy for Matt to see for sure. This is also going to be good for the likes of Miku McNugget and 419 when they come in for their pit stops. So we're going to go down a little bit further. Michelle Malamo out, 13 laps on the hard, second run on hard tyres. Wilson has had a third pit stop. As we see Worrell going round. That looked like a little bit of contact with Wilson there. But yeah, Wilson in for a third pit stop, so perhaps damage to the car. Forcing another pit stop, so we'll be running a third run on the mediums. So, mistake there, we saw from Wardle. Not having a great race, but still not over yet. Only P15. Savkin, P11 at the moment. Brisen. Sitting there on the second set of mediums. P10. And Rico now struggling, but onto the back of Maverick. Again, he wouldn't have done those tyres any favours in that spin at all. Probably looking slightly more like 50 pence pieces than tyres. He's still got to hold on for at least 15 minutes. And Mav is not going to give up P8 all too easy. Great race so far from Mav, very consistent. And the almost McLaren-like coloured, let's say, the papaya machine. Set Rico all over the back of Mav. Going to look for the wide line overtake, perhaps. Mav slightly defensive, but not overly defensive. I'm surprised that Rico didn't take the more inside line. But no, Mav, commentator's curse. No, he's going to hate me for the... Oh! Oh, Brisen, just no. That was close. Brisen almost getting into the back of Mav after a mistake there from Mav. And, yeah... It was me praising him for a very good run and almost absolute pure disaster. Rico back up to P8 then. Let's see, can I actually skip to somebody ahead of Rico? And it is Mr. Potts, still not pitted, so still running on that first tank of fuel. And on those first set of tyres, so doing well, as are the three leaders as well. That gap between Shinzo and 419 is coming down though. However, Miku still putting in good times compared to Shinzo. So Miku really enjoying that hard compound tyre compared to Shinzo at the moment. Two seconds, folks. I'll be right on this one. There you go. So, what was I saying there? That Shinzo is actually losing ground. I was saying that. Yeah, he's still actually losing ground to Miku. So, despite those tyres being, what, 15 laps old now? I believe. Still running a really, really good average race time, Miku is. And the gap now between Miku and McNugget is 7.2, 7.4 seconds. So, fantastic run from Miku. And what he has to say is his bogey track. But there's the battle between Mr. Pouts and Mikhail. And that is the battle for P6 at the moment. And Mikhail just ahead. Matt with a 5-second gap to Mikhail behind. And he has Shinzo a further 12 seconds up the road. So the field is a little bit spread now after all these extended pit stops. Still a few drivers left to pit. And they are Fiala, Calawards, Mr. Pouts, and as I said, our three leaders, 419, McNugget, and Miku in P1. So this could... Oh! Is this a possibility of low fuel soft tyre runs to the end from these guys? Is this the alternate strategy that I didn't think of? I didn't think of this because we are running low on race time here. We're almost into the final 10 minutes here of round 1 of the Tatuus Challenge at Phoenix Sim Sports. And these guys have put out the possibility of running on the softs for the last 10 minutes. Ooh. Is this going to be a surprise victory for Miku today? as we see 419 into the pits. Looks like it, yep. 419 into the pits. McNugget and Miku stay out for another lap. So how many laps did 419 do? We'll see when he comes through his pits, into his pit box and makes a change. 16 laps. So out on the hard compound tyre for the last 10 minutes for 419. That's very strange. I'd have thought it had gone out at least on the mediums. But, yeah, very strange there from 419. 16 laps on the hard. We've got 10 minutes to go. Bit of a weird one as to why he wouldn't have picked a softer compound of tyre, but that's as it is. On board with P6 Pouts at the moment. Still chasing Mikel, who has pitted. Pouts has yet to pit, but will have to unless they are somehow fuel saving like nothing on earth. Because there is no way these cars can make it to the end on one tank of fuel. So there must be a point of fuel saving. Like there's... who knows? Who knows in these cars? First race of the season. Is there anything else getting a bit close down the straight? Oh, I want to get on board. Yes, that's the battle I wanted to get on board with. Maverick all over the back of Prison here. Can I get a little bit of an on board from Mav? There we go. Should have switched to this one a little bit earlier. We all have a bit of an on-board Mav going down what will be the inside to the outside, and then back to the inside, and then out to the outside again through Maggots and Beckett's. But just backs out of that ever so slightly. You can hear Mav very gentle on the throttle down the Sir Lewis Hamilton back straight, formerly the Wellington Straight. McNugget into the pits, 17 laps on those hard tyres. And what will McNugget change to? This will promote Matt, I believe, up into P3. Miku still running another lap on those hard tyres. But look at the gap, 19 seconds between Miku and Tatuus. McNugget out on the hard tyre as well. Again, less than 10 minutes to go. And another set of hard compound tyres. Maybe they're just feeling faster on the hard compounds compared to the softs. Very interesting choices here today in this opening race at Silverstone. So we are on board, having a little look at Mav, still battling Prison. Hard tyre versus medium tyre. I wonder how Matt's feeling on those tyres at the moment. He pitted on lap 9. Oh, we had a spin up ahead. Looked like it was one of the back runners that had made the spin. Look there, that'll be Wilson. As we see somebody else running off. My ears deceive me. So much going on in this race. I knew you guys would keep me busy at the end. So we've got Riku is now catching the back of Mav again. Who's catching the back of Prison again. You know, Riku starting on pole position, having epic battles with Shinzo all the way through the opening parts of this race. And then unfortunately had a couple of spins and sees himself all the way back down in P10. So absolutely in the wars for Riku today. And we see Miku in the pits, finally, lap 18. What tyre will Miku go on? And how far will Shinzo be in the lead by the time that Miku comes out the pits? It's another set of hard compound tyres. So, interesting. Everybody has switched. All the lead packs have all switched to the hard compound tyre. So we've got a battle here. This is going on very nice. We have got a battle going on as we see Prison and Mav side by side. Rico is maybe looking to get in on this one. There we go. Prison up the inside. Some great action here today, folks. Oh, is that Rico going all the way around the outside? So Mr. Poets has pitted onto the mediums. So the only one that has changed onto the mediums. Miku has taken second place, but the gap between Miku and Matt is less than... Oh no! It's the battle out front. Wow! There's a second between Shinzo and Miku. I can't believe it's as close as that. Mav battling again. Oh! It's holding up Riku at the moment, but we're going to go up to the front because if I can see that right, the gap between Miku and Shinzo is not as big as one would have expected it to be, especially with the gap at the start. Mikel doing absolute wonders on those, Miku, sorry, doing absolute wonders on those tyres. And let's see who it's going to take another lap for, I'd say, before Miku can get them really switched on. But pace-wise was quicker than Shinzo on the hard compound tyre, even on older tyres. So we'll see, can Miku keep up and then possibly catch up to the back of Shinzo? We are in an ad break, by the way, I've just noticed. I keep forgetting these things happen on Twitch. And that worse is when your lighter decides it's just had enough. For some strange reason. Shinzo, obviously on the warmer tyre at the moment, has got that traction ahead of Miku. And will probably gap up kind of well. We're going to go a little bit further down the grids. Not that far down the grid, thank you, game. Can I... There we go. Brezin and Mab have been fighting for quite a little bit. Rico has jumped ahead and will be looking to try and catch up with 419, but there's an 11-second gap between the two of them, and we are into the closing stages of this race. So anything's going to happen. Callaward, there you go, the only person to take the alternative down in P15, 18 laps on the hard onto the soft compound tyre. So see what Callaward can do in these last 5 laps then. So down in P15 at the moment, keep an eye on this board and we will see what's going to happen. What kind of lap times can Callaward put in? So the gap kind of spreading here. Rico kind of pulling out 2 seconds on Mav. Then we've got 2 seconds back to Brezin there. And then it's like a further 12 and almost 30 seconds back to Savkin in P10. See the gap at the front, around about 1.8 seconds. Shinzu's like kind of gapped Miku a little bit, but Miku looks to have had those tyres kind of turned on. McNugget and Pryor are having a battle that we need to kind of get a little bit of a nosy in on. Matt on those older medium tyres against McNugget on those newer hard tyres. Mikel is still in this one as well, so McNugget looking for a nice podium debut. So far it is Shinzo leading from Miku, with McNugget in 3rd place, being chased pretty hard there by Matt. Then it's Mikel, 419, Rico, Mav in P8, Brezin in 9th, then it's Savkin running out your top 10, Mr. Pouts, Jake Wardle, then it's Malamo, Fiala, Callaward, Wilson, Nestor in P17, Matteo Gelmo in P18, Bogdizi rounds us up at P19, as we had James retire earlier on, which looked like technical issues, unfortunately. So we lost James, still 19 in the field as the gap to the front. Now 2 seconds between Shinzo and Miku. Either way, folks, driver of the day. We need to work on this. I wished I'd had a poll thing going that I could do. I don't believe I can do it in here. Can I? I don't think so. If so, we'll try and get a poll up. If not, I'll just get you guys to do your own kind of poll in your heads. Driver of the day. Who would be your driver of the day, folks? List the driver name in chat. Let me know. McNugget for your driver of the day. Driver of the day so far for McNugget. I'm liking it. What about from Miku? Started P9 up to P2, battling for the lead. Oh, 2.5 seconds off now, respectfully. Shinzu has found some pace, but still. But we're going to go with McNugget as your driver of the day so far. Chat, get involved. Who would you say is your driver on the day? Driver of the day, as we see Rico setting the fastest lap of the race. 1:59.6 down in P7. Unfortunately out of contention due to a couple of spins earlier on. Now I'm starting to wonder why I'm cursed with my lighting devices. It is what it is. Let's see. Who else have we got on the go? Brizzen and Mav still fighting away. Gotta hydrate. I'm still on that cup of coffee, by the way. Thanks, Leo. Appreciate that, buddy. And just for you, I'm gonna go straight on board with P1. And here he is. Mr. Shinzo. Now a 3-second gap to Miku. So has switched on those hard tyres. Found them quite nice. And is now cracking on, pulling a gap. Coming up to traffic though, which may spice things up a little bit. Oh, running very wide there. Yeah, that gap now at the front increasing quite a little bit. We are seeing McNugget. Let's get a little moment there on McNugget. P3. Great job there from McNugget, absolutely. As we see Mikhail, into the wall. That was a wibbly wobbly. Is there damage to the front of that car though? But Matt back up to P4. I just missed exactly what happened. Front wing looks okay, but there is slight damage now this season. Hopefully it's nothing too serious because we are literally running into the final seconds of the race. We need to get back on board with the leaders, folks. Because I do believe we're going to get another lap in. Oh, Shinzu is battling a back marker. What's going on there? Off the track. Something's happening. Oh no! Our leader's been taken out. Who is that? Kalu. Kalu's taken out the leader. Drama. Kalu and our race leader Shinzu are coming together on the last lap. This has gifted Miku the lead. Miku is our new race leader. 1 lap to go. Drama with the back markers for Shinzu. He has a coming together with Calaward. Oh, it's all kicking off. Here we go. Can Miku hold on, survive to the end and take the first victory of the season? It looks like it. The gap is there, 1.7 seconds. So we'll have to see if Shinzu took damage on that as well. We don't know. But a late drama here at Silverstone. Very late drama indeed. I can tell you something, as this car gets across the line in P1, we heard him on the grid walk. He wasn't sounding too happy, too confident. We got to the end of it. If we get to the end of it and he can get in the top spot, I think we'll get a big smiley happy Miku, but he's still got to get to the end of the race now, down the Hamilton straight. Gap is now down to a second. Shinzu is absolutely going nuts. But is he going to catch him in time? I don't think so. We're coming at the last couple of corners here. Yep, I think Miku's got it. Last corner coming up, rounding it he comes. Miku is going to take race 1 victory here at Silverstone in the Tatuus Challenge at Phoenix Sim Sports, and what a race it was. P9 to P1. Absolutely lovely scenes, gotta love that. Shinzo, so unfortunate, did so well through that race, only to get taken out by a back marker. Takes P2 though. Takes P2. McNugget P3. Matt looks like he's on P4. Mikhail will take P5. 419 P6 as it stands. Mab will be on a P7. We are getting some battles on the track still, I think. Oh, there's so much going on. So I think Up to like P10's been done. Oh god, the standings are mental. They never ever fix themselves at the end. But here you go, it's Mr. Potts and who are we battling with at the moment? Mikhail? Or is that Jake? Either way. Ah! What a race end, folks. Oh, didn't see that one coming. Did not see that one coming from Miku. P1. Shinzo, unfortunate with what happened there. The defending champion. And a back marker. Doesn't really mix, does it? And we have our first set of results. Oh, the post-race briefing's gonna be fun, good, lovely. Let's see. Anyone up for oh, we do have some folks. I'll drag them into the chat in a second. So we'll get ourselves a little bit of post-raciness on the go. I need to move them up into my commentary box. What a race though, folks. What an absolute race we just had. So I'm just bringing everybody into the room. Got a couple of folks that are definitely wanting a wee chat with us. There's one man I definitely know will be wanting a chat with us. There will be very smiling gentlemen in here. And maybe one not so.
I don't think smiling is a good word.
It's alright, Mr. Shinzo. We weren't talking about you today. But we will get to what happened to you. Do not worry, buddy. We'll just set this up for the post. There we go. So into the post racing, and what a post race that was. Jeez, oh gents, that was absolute madness from start to finish. Some absolutely fantastic racing, without a doubt. And a cliffhanger of an end, we'll have to say. We'll get to the end very shortly. So let's have a little look, see who we got with us. Ah, Mr. 419. We'll start off with you today. How are you doing? Great race overall for yourself. How do you say it went?
It went. It's a bit boring because I had a good launch. I think I was in P5. Yes, I was in P5, but then I spun myself at Brooklands. So I dropped to P11. I made a move around the outside of Stowe to go to P10. And for the next 40 minutes, I basically saw absolutely nobody. So it became a practice session almost, just driving along until the penultimate lap, when Mikhail caught a dying medium Matt, and they were fighting side by side through cops. I think Mikhail had contact with Matt, so he went off at cops. And I basically caught him because of his accident. And then we had our own accident in the final lap, which I still need to watch a replay to decide what happened. Because I think after 40 minutes driving alone without going side by side with another driver, I've forgotten how to go side by side with another driver.
Well, put your hands up a little bit. There was a bit of a mistake, was there?
No, I think I was ahead, but I might have not left enough gap on the inside of left field, or he might have just braked too late and tapped me around. But like I said, I need to watch the replay to decide, because I got spun and he drove away fine. So I don't think I would get any penalty anyways. It's basically whether he had the space to go side by side there, because left field is a very interesting corner. You can have about 10,000 different lines through there. So yeah, that's why I need to look at the replays. And after getting spun, I think I was like 5 seconds in front of Mav. So I decided to wait for him, and who's also my teammate, to basically do a side by side across the line for P6 and P7 in the end, I think.
Well, it wouldn't be a Mav and 419 finish if it wasn't side by side, would it? Started together on the grid and you finished together on the grid. So not too bad a result for today. Obviously a little bit disappointed with the spin that you've had, but it's points on the board for the team, which is all good. That's a new thing for the season as well as the teams. So yeah, good points on the boards for you still.
Yeah, and just one final thing to add. Remarkably, me and Mav started P6 and P7. We both had about 2 spins at least. And somehow we finished P6 and P7. Like we never drove in the whole race and just used the qualifying results.
That's what I was saying during the stream. Anything can happen in a 45-minute race, especially around Silverstone. We saw it today, and we got a very dramatic end to it for sure. But yeah, great race for yourselves, a great result for your team, and onward and upward for next week where we go back to our normal 20-minute format. So it'll be good to see you back there on that one, 419, but we are going to move on. And normally I would be picking up Miku on this one if it was the results of last season, but no, today we're going to go nip into our second place driver, Mr. Shinzo. Great start to the race for yourself and Rico. You was side by side for lap after lap, then you had a bit of an advantage. He had a mistake, and then that happened. Talk us through your race.
Good race for every corner, every lap, every corner, but except the last lap. There's just nothing to say right now.
Oh,
Absolute disgusting what I don't know how the fuck that you can't see that. It's not like this guy was not in the voice chat, so I was really screaming blue flag. Did nothing.
Oh, yeah, not so good. We did notice it on the stream, so it was like a bit of missed communication or whatever. But yeah, that would have been brutal. You came out the pit stops. Miki had really good pace on the hards. It looked like you were struggling to begin with on the hards after your stop, especially your pace against Miku on the new, on the older hards. But then you found some pace, you kind of gapped him, and then that happened. So. Unfortunate. What about your early race with Rico? That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was a pretty good moment. Like battling like every corner, we did it better for a lap.
Every time I came back to you guys on the stream, it was the exact same lines, the exact same corners. The cars were at the exact same gap. Like, guys, wow, this is incredible. And then, unfortunately, it looked like he had a spin, and that was kind of the downfall of his race, unfortunately. I would love to have heard what happened to him, actually, during the race.
I think first time he spin first corner, maybe because of the curb and too much overspeed because of the slipstream. And then, yeah, from what I heard, he spin a couple of times also.
Yeah,
maybe not the best race for him.
No, I may have commentated cursed him because I caught both spins. So I'm probably not on his Christmas card list today. But yeah, a shame with what happened at the end. It was a fantastic. You definitely got the pace for the season. You'll come back from this one. P2 still, it's good points on the board. And as I said, it's only race one. We still have 9 more races to go. And plenty more points on, 9 more events to go. There's definitely more than 9 races with a double format, but yeah, plenty more points to come. It's you, Shinzo. You'll come back. I'm sure you can allow a victory for Miku now once in a while.
Yeah, of course I can. So not like I was not planning to win the whole season.
You were. Admit it, you were. You were. But
I just want to just get citrus out of my head.
Yeah, I can totally understand. Well, I'll let you away right now, Shinzo. Thanks very much for talking. I can obviously imagine that was very frustrating at the end of the race, especially after the hard work. But unfortunate, P2 still, great racing, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week. But we're going to move on quickly then to somebody I definitely wasn't expecting to be on the top step of the podium tonight. It's Miku. Started P9. Didn't have a great qualifying. You didn't sound too happy on the grid before the race. I'm now talking to you as the race winner. Talk me through that one.
Well, I'm happy with the result. Of course, I do feel sorry for what happened to Shinzo with the back markers.
Yeah.
Of course, no idea what happened there. All I know is he suddenly lost it after screaming blue flags, and that kind of was the end of that. Of course, there were a couple suspension failures I had along the way. Was closing on Matt and Mikael, but unfortunately those couple suspension failures I had did cost me the chance to actually get a good lead.
Yeah, we did catch that on the stream as we were just coming to Maggots, I believe it was. It looked like the car just kind of veered off to the right.
Yeah, somehow I caught it, but it did cost me about 3 seconds.
Yeah, it looked like it because you were around about 0.3 off the back of Matt at that point. And then, you got up to about 3.4. But it was unlucky on that one, but you did save it. Absolutely saved it. And then from there, you seem to really enjoy the hard tyre today.
Yeah, they're actually quite durable for the 45 minutes, I must say. Like at the end, I didn't swap the tires as well, so I basically did the whole run with just that one set,
Mm.
and I only got 3 yellows.
Wow, excellent. I hadn't noticed.
Like they weren't even that degraded. Of
So-
course, I did screw up the pit box a bit by me being in 5th, not being in 1st.
Mm.
So that did cost me a bit on the getaway.
I noticed that because when you were coming out the pits at the time, who were you battling? Oh no, sorry, it wasn't you. I was watching another pit battle coming out the pits. It was Mav and Sav. Mav and Sav. That works. Yeah, they pitted a couple of seconds apart and ended up coming very equal out of the pit lane. So yeah, obviously earlier on you weren't really enjoying the track. You were saying earlier on that you didn't have a great result here last season at Silverstone. Obviously I wasn't here to witness that one, but you got to be happy. You got to be over the moon. Were you expecting it when you started at P9? Did you think, I can definitely get a win here today?
I wasn't like a victory wasn't on the table. I was expecting a podium at best, or maybe P4. But getting the victory, of course, it would have been P2 if it weren't for that blue flag incident.
Yep.
So technically, it wouldn't have been a victory. It would have been a P2 at best.
It would have been, but unfortunately, it's motor racing. That was out of your hands. Victory is a victory, and it is unfortunate to say with the epic racing that we saw today from Shinzo. But it is what it is. We've still got plenty more events in the season, and hopefully you can keep this momentum rolling.
Hopefully. Next up, Daytona, long straights. Will definitely benefit a minimalist setup on this one.
Which is more your kind of setup, I believe.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, hopefully it's going to be some great action indeed. And thank you for reminding me, because I had forgotten where we were up next. And it's Daytona, folks. So next Thursday we will be there. And we will be having a lot of fun for sure. But next up, it's tomorrow night. We have the MX-5's season opener at Silverstone as well. And that is going to be a hilariously fun race. Looking forward to that one. But that's it from Tatuus. Race 1. Definitely not the season. Yep, that's us from Race 1 here at Silverstone. A big thank you to everyone who took part. A huge thank you to everyone who's been watching the stream tonight. And from 419, Miku and Shinzo and myself, thanks very much for tuning in. Have yourselves a good one, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow night for the MX-5s. Take care and good night.